Good morning, everybody. We're just doing a little video here showing the delivery and the placement of our Alfa Allegro pizza oven. We did a little bit of research, didn't find anything in relationship to the receiving and placement of this unit. We did order a tabletop unit, so we needed to get it up on top of a table, and I kind of chronicle that journey of getting it in place and whatnot. Um, the unit showed up in perfect shape. The shipping company did a great job getting it to us. We did have some problems with when we ordered it from Barbecue Guys. They said it was in stock, but it wasn't. And anyways, Barbecue Guys did a great job making the situation right. You can see the pizza pills and the brushes and the wood holder on top of that box there. By the way, that box is real wood. It's great. I'm going to use it in some other projects, so I'll take it apart but it is wood. It's not cardboard or anything like that. The straps and whatnot are on it. We had to cut them with some cutters, wire cutters, some good sized wire cutters. And you just simply unscrew about, I'd say, 6 screws and lift the unit up. And that's kind of what we're showing here. So cutting the bands. And we, at this point, if you look to the left, there's some stairs. We need to figure out how to get it up those stairs. Ultimately, we didn't show a lot of the picking up of the unit, but it did take two men to pick it up and get it off that pallet and get it up those couple of stairs. So think that one through. If you do order one of these, make sure that you've got the proper equipment. And eventually you'll see those orange straps that we use to pick it up. Made it kind of easy. Eventually, when we get it up into place, we had a decision to make and a lot of discussion, a lot of time thinking through how we might get it up onto our table. It weighs in excess of 300 pounds and is solid. We did take the bricks out. Once you get this box off, you look inside of the oven, they stuff your chimney. The bricks are in there. We pulled those bricks out to reduce the weight. That helped out tremendously. Definitely a job for at least 2 people. 2 people with solid backs and good knees definitely helps. So here we are unscrewing the few screws. You'll need a Phillips head screwdriver. In this case, we had a drill. It makes it a lot easier and much faster. I really can't say enough about how well it's packaged. It's solid packaging. They definitely have it boxed up, crated up in order to make its journey across or from Italy to its final destination point. So in a couple seconds here, you'll see where we just pretty much just lift that box straight up. I mean, you could take the top off at this point, but we just take the whole unit off and set it to the side. And like I said, it is wood, so I will take that apart and keep it. It's given, at least at the moment of taping here, lumber's kind of expensive, and I'm going to keep that stuff. It's fairly expensive. So there's some wrapping on it. It's taped up, so you have to kind of cut it away. Here's a little walk around of it, partially so you can see what you're going to deal with when you get it on site. And again, there's nothing on the network or the internet showing this process, so I just thought it would be a good service to anybody who might be thinking about this. We made our own table for it. The table that comes with the unit. You have two choices. You can get one that's already attached and kind of, man, while it looks nice, I didn't think it was worth $2,000. We ended up making our own table, which you'll see later on in this video, for less than $150. It's a solid table, has bricks on the top and everything like that. So if you're thinking about how you might lower the cost of the overall unit, you can just buy the tabletop, this piece right here, which is essentially the oven. You don't need to go through the process of or the cost of having the legs or the stand. So here we're taking the stuff out. It's kind of hard to see, but again, there's the chimney, the pipe cap, instructions. There's the pipe right there. Everything is well packed, covered with I don't know, some sort of like plastic film. You've got to pull all that plastic film off. It is on there really well, so it takes some time and doing to get it off. Around the opening there where the gentleman is standing there, that we couldn't get it all off, so hopefully with time it'll kind of burn itself off, but it's down in the nooks and crannies where you literally have to take the unit apart in order to get to, and unfortunately that's not happening for us because the unit's so heavy. Getting it apart and stuff, that's not happening for us. So right here we're taking the bricks out. Bricks weigh a considerable amount. There was one extra brick that was packaged. It's an extra brick, I suppose, in case you break it. If you do break it, it's kind of nice. Or if you do break one of them, it's kind of nice to have a replacement. So Alfa is definitely looking out for the customer and maybe is determining that it's a high probability that one of them's going to break and you need a replacement. I don't know. If they're looking out for the customer, or if they're looking out for themselves. In that case, probably both. We did order the yellow unit. They do come in yellow or blue, or I'm sorry, red. I like the yellow better. And like I said, the thing's heavy. It's really heavy. So every bit of internal or piece that you can remove from the unit helps in the process of getting it moved to its final location, and it helps your back as well. So we'll see where this takes us from here. At this point, the plan was to just put some moving straps underneath it, which is what we did. And while I don't show that piece of it, it did help considerably. It made it possible for us to pick it up and to have just two people walk them up those 3 steps and through a gate and get it in front of the table. It wasn't until we got to the table that we realized that, hey, we've got to do something here. And later on in the video, you'll see where I went out and rented a material lift. The material lift was $60 for 24 hours. We needed it for probably 10 minutes, but well worth every cent. It allowed us to pick it up from in front of the table that we built, which is kind of high. It's at about 40 inches high. So we weren't able to pick it up, but it allowed the table lift made it possible to get it up to where we need it, slide the table off, and then have it on top of the table. When we purchased this, we were thinking about building a brick oven, and ultimately, because of the pandemic and the ability to get parts and whatnot, and just the overall process of building one, we decided on just buying a stove like what you see in front of us. There are different types of models, varying costs, whatnot. We went with probably the most expensive. Why? Mainly because of the size and the quality. And back to the unit that we used to get it off of this pallet and up the stairs. You kind of see the straps there. The straps are for people to move or furniture, whatever. Simply pick up one side of it, slide the straps underneath it. You can see them there. And the two people that are lucky enough to have to pick it up slide their hands in. Here is a picture kind of washed out by the sun showing those straps, and now we're sitting in front of the table. We were going to step up on those logs and slide it over, and then started thinking about our backs and our knees and put a lot of thought of how we might do it. I was worried that we'd get up on those blocks and not be able to do what we wanted to do, which was get it up on the table and have to step back down. So we ended up renting this unit here. Like I said, it was $60 a day. Allowed us to pick it up. We simply picked it up onto the forks that it has, cranked it up, and slid onto this table. Here is an actual where we take it, video of where we take it and put it up on the forks. You can see the manhandler straps that we have there and how we use that. We put a blanket over it to help so we wouldn't scratch the paint on it or the powder coating. Not too hard to get up there. This, like I said, this material lift was worth every cent that we spent on it. Like I said, $60. You can take the unit once you get it on it and simply crank it up, and you'll see my wife there eventually crank it up, and then we slide it over onto the table. Kind of hard to see there. We're moving the table into place. When we built it out of 4x6s and some bricks. So some paver bricks, 12 by 12 by 1 inch brick pavers, all supported underneath by 2x4s. Everything is outdoor exterior grade lumber. Took me maybe 3 or 4 total hours to build that table for a total cost, including the casters, of less than $150. Like I said, the tables that you buy are anywhere from $1,600 to $2,000. That's in my mind just crazy. That's just not worth the cost for something you can build for $100, $200, even with the crazy lumber prices we have right now. So, I mean, it's up to you. I haven't seen any videos of the actual Alfa Allegro on the actual table legs or whatever you want to call it. But it's my understanding the one that comes with the unit is actually shipped with that, and so now you've got a unit that sits up on top of a table that if in my case I would have had to try and figure out how to get up the stairs and into place. That wouldn't have happened. So I'm very glad that we went ahead with this process and just built the table and put this in place. And you can see here where the table or the stove is being cranked up into, well, she kind of started there. But ultimately you just crank that unit up and it lifts it up. Hardly any effort at all. This is a great way to do it. So, but anyways, this is how it worked for us. And just food for thought. I mean, for anybody who wants to save a lot of money, go this route. It just depends on how hard of an area that you have and how many people you have to get it in place. I think I was starting to mention that table and how high it is. That table is roughly chest height. The idea being, like I said, we were getting ready to build our own, and through reading and tons of reading, and how I make a base for an actual brick oven, pizza oven. They say and recommend that you put it at a height to where you can stand 3 or 4 feet back and see straight into it. You don't want to be doing bending, especially if you're doing a lot of cooking. You don't want to be bending over. It doesn't make for an enjoyable process. So, anyways, I built that table about 40 inches high, and you can see us cranking it up. Myself and another person kind of holding it just to make sure it doesn't, tip off. There was no danger of that happening. You can see one of the straps kind of hanging there still. It eventually just slides out. We get it up high enough, slide the table up. It is on casters. The cross member there is a couple inches high up enough that we're able to just slide it over the legs without lift, and it worked like a dream. Like I said, this lift was worth every penny that we put into it. Now, granted, it's a large unit. You do have to have a truck to, let's say, get it from the rental site to your house. So we went down to the rental place, got it kind of in place in my truck, and then just got home. A couple straps, and there was no danger of it falling over or anything like that. So, highly recommend that. Just go ahead and fork out the $60 and get it. It'll save your backs and the potential of messing up a knee or something like that. Anyways, you can see where we're right above the stove there. Actually, the video doesn't show the stove. I'm sorry, not right above the stove, but right above the table. You can see us sliding it, getting it square, straight, and whatnot. And ultimately, you just drop it down and slide to your lift out from underneath it, and voila, you're in place. So, pretty good deal. It's burning. Oh, that's you making a noise. Sounded like wood popping. It's what? Sounded like wood popping.
God, they put this stuff on everywhere.